Well, hello for everyone who is watching this video. My name is Andres Junco, and well, I'm going to answering all the questions that you have proposed in order to continue with the application process for the teaching position. So, well, let's start with the beginning. My name is Andres Junco, as I said before. I'm 30 years old and I live in Bogota, Colombia, in the south of the city, more specifically. I am studying my mother language bachelor with a specialization in English. I am about to finish my career. In maybe the next year, I'm gonna be graduated. So I'm very excited because of that. In order to start offering all my skills to the world. Let's start with my passions. When I talk about who am I always love to start talking about my hobbies. What do I do with my free time? That's because I consider that the hobbies or what are you doing in your free time? It's a very good reading about a person. Okay, it's a very good reading about who you are. So I'm going to start talking more about my passions. In this case, let's start with the teaching field, the teaching skill. When I was a kid, I used to teach or to help my partners, my friends, when I was in elementary school, I think, in English exercises, math exercises, whatever topic that I was able to teach or to understand. It was a great pleasure for me to help my partners in that time. The problem was that I didn't know why I liked so much that action, to do that action. So the time has been passed, and I realized and I figured out what was the reason. When I started my mother language bachelor, my teaching career, I realized the reason of that passion. It's because I love to learn as well, and I consider that that teaching, is one of the more effective way to learn. So I fit the both sides. I love to teach. At the same time, I love to learn. So I cover all the spaces in that exercises. Let's continue with another passion, music. I love to create. I love the creation of arts. So I play guitar. I love to sing. I create my own songs, my own music, and I have a little project on TikTok where I upload all my creation, my music, and well, I'm very happy doing that. Let's continue with the project, the life projects. So, well, in a first place, or in a short term, I would like to be part of a team, of a teaching team, of a company where I can develop or I can offer all my skills that I have learned along all my life regarding teaching. And also learn. As I said before, learn is one of the things that I love to do. So that would be in a short term. In a medium term, I would like to travel in order to start studying another thing very related with teaching, maybe a master degree in education, in order to grow up in personal and professional terms. And finally, in a long term, I would like to live in another country, maybe in Europe, because I consider that it's one of the most developed continents in the world. So I can finish my days there, and well, maybe and why not make a have a retirement there. And well, let's continue with the last question. That is one of the most important question for me. That is the how can I learn in a naturally way? How can I learn language in a naturally way? Well, I consider that immersion is one of the most important things when you are learning a language, because the language is a communicative tool. So if you want to communicate in another language, you have to listen the language. You have to speak the language. You have to write the language. You have to read the language as much as you can. And how do you do that? Well, in a total immersion. So, for example, the people that go abroad and live there in another country, those people started like knowing anything about the language, and in a couple of months, maybe, they are talking in English and they are understanding what they are saying, also working with native people, understanding everything, and the native people understanding what you are saying. So I consider that making the language in your daily life is one of the most important things. Listening to music in English, reading in English, maybe listening also podcast in English, I don't know, whatever that you like, it's very, very important to do it in English, in the chosen language. Um, Also, as we know, the grammar is not the more effective way to learn a language. You can know how the language works, how the language actually works, but you are not going to be able to perform or to use the language as a communicative tool, because it is a practical thing. You have to do, you have to perform. So I consider that immersion is one of the most important things in a learning process of a language. I mean, thank you so much for having for having me in this opportunity, and I would like to be part of this group. Thank you so much for listening to me, and have a great and wonderful day.